Hi and welcome everyone to our fourth episode of Talent Talks. That's right, we are on the fourth episode. I want to take a moment and thank each one of you for showing such a great response to this series. People actually wait for our new talent to come each month and talk about their journey. So today we are back with another talent, Abhijit. He's from Kerala and currently deployed with a US company. Abhijit started his career as a full stack developer in 2015 and then switched to DevOps. He's someone who comes from a small town and lack of resources background, but what was inspiring that he never took that as an excuse to give up on his dreams and passion towards programming and computers. There's a lot more to know and to share with you. So without wasting any time, let's just call him on the screen. So Abhijit, welcome and over to you. Please give us an intro about yourself.
Thanks a lot, Nitya. Thank you for having me here. I'm really excited to be part of this series. I've been following the series, watching all the videos for some time. I really loved hearing about the stories of the various talents. So, like you said, I started my career as a full stack developer in 2015. And then because I was interested in operating systems and how software is deployed in cloud, so I slowly changed my career to that of a system engineer, and then I switched to that of a DevOps engineer role. So currently I'm working for a US company. My role is content engineer. So I'm part of a team that creates packages that we use in a Kubernetes environment. I specifically work mostly in ensuring security compliance of Docker containers that are used in these packages. The client is really happy with my work, and I really like the work culture here. I have a very awesome team so far. Going good.
So, Abhijit, let's just start the conversation from a very basic. Let's talk about your journey. That how it started, and your background, your passion towards programming. How is it going right now?
Yeah, so I was born in a village in Kerala. So initially there wasn't much exposure to technology. These days, kids are born into smartphones and gadgets and all. Back in those days, we didn't even have a telephone in our home. So it was in my school that I first saw a computer. Then I was immediately I got curious about it, and it grabbed my attention because in my house I would watch TV, and I would watch only those things that was broadcasted. But here I could control the things that were on display in the screen. So as a small kid, that grabbed my attention, and my interest in computer started from that day. I did my degree in electronics and communication, but when I got my first computer in college, I knew that my passion lied in software. So and also it was after installing Linux operating system by replacing Windows with Linux that I started tinkering with the systems a lot, because everything is open source, and documentation was available online. You could modify things to your liking. So I started experimenting by installing the different distributions of Linux. So at the time I would have 4 or 5 operating systems running on my computer, and I would try to learn how these different operating systems are built and how I can use them, learning different commands. So that helped a lot in my career as a system engineer, and even nowadays what I did those days are helping me.
So Abhijit, I have another question for you. Because you hold 8+ years of experience in your field, then you must have explored a lot of tools and technology throughout your career. So what are the tools and technology you think are highly used in DevOps environment? And how have you used them in your previous role, or currently you are using them?
So In modern days, things have evolved so much that there are so many different technologies, and not everyone is aware about all of them. And so it's hard to pinpoint just a few. But in general, from my experience, all the projects that I have worked on, they used Docker as a technology in one way or the other. So I feel that's the most important technology that you have to learn. And apart from that, one should always have good command on Linux operating system, the shell scripting, shell commands. So this will always help you in your career as a DevOps engineer. Then there are other concepts like CI/CD, which means there are tools to implement this automating the software development life cycle. In one company that I worked on, we had our source code in GitLab. So whenever someone pushes code to GitLab, it would trigger a job in a software called Jenkins. So Jenkins would then do code quality analysis, build the program, test it, then deploy it, everything automatically. So that's another important tool to learn. Then there are other tools for automation also, like Ansible. Then you could always learn some scripting languages, like many people use Python, and a lot of DevOps tools are built with Golang. So that's a language that you can explore. So basically, at least you should be proficient in one programming language, and then be aware about the package management and build processes in as many different programming languages as you can. The more the merrier, according to me.
So Abhijit, you started your career in 2015 and right now it's 2023. So what evolution have you seen so far and what are your thoughts about it?
Then in the industry wise also, there is much more adoption of latest technologies. Back in 2015, I don't think most people were even aware of Kubernetes or even Docker. As I said, there was a lot of people who were not having a very good impression about these technologies. Even when I went to conferences and all, there were techies who were showing resistance to adopting containerization technologies. But 8 years later, you can see that how this thing has taken off. Now every company wants to containerize their projects, implement some sort of cloud environment. Yeah, and also another change is the Linux and open source becoming mainstream in industry, because in 2015 there were a lot of companies who had already adopted open source and Linux way of developing things and service providing with Linux environments. But in 2023, it has become mainstream. Like it is a norm now. That even the biggest competitors for Linux, which is Microsoft, they are giving their cloud service Azure, and they are using Linux in them. So that has also been a very positive change.
So Abhijit, I have a very important question for you. Do you have any message for the aspiring talents, for our audience who are looking to build their career as a DevOps engineer?
So it's very important that you not get carried away with all the buzzwords you are hearing, because in this age of social media, especially, you will be seeing a lot of posts about the different technologies, and it's easy to get distracted that I want to learn this and that also, this also. So that can be overwhelming, and you will be getting awareness of about a lot of technologies, but then you won't be having deep understanding. It is always good to know something very well, and then have awareness about everything else. Technologies, then you'll end up having nothing. So that's a very important thing. Also, another thing is that never have this complex that I work with some legacy technology, so I won't be able to catch up with the latest trend, or I'm working with something which is not yet there in the market. So what am I going to do? If you understand whatever you are doing very well, if you have proper command over the tools that you are using, then it is always, you will always have a good chance of making it big with your next role. So that's some motivation for the folks who have that kind of complex.
All right, Abhijit, that was really inspiring. So, Abhijit, I have a last question for you. This is like a question for all the remote workers, that how do they maintain their work life and their personal life? So, I want to know your mantra, your motivation, that how do you do that?
So my motivation to do remote work is that I get to spend time with my family. So that's something that automatically brings that kind of balance into my life. Then it's also very important for us to have good sleep cycle, because people spend time with screens the whole day at work, and then after that they watch series and stuff and play with their PCs, so they are glued to the screen all the time. So what I have observed is that when I do that, I'm not able to sleep properly. So one mantra that I follow is that switch off all the screens for at least a while. So that has helped me a lot. Then other interests are like I read books, and I have interest in watching sports. Also, I have interest in learning new tech also, like by trying out different open source applications, self-hosting them. So those are some of the hobbies that I do.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna take that point of having a proper sleep cycle. I'll work on it. Well, thank you so much, Abhijit, for coming and talking to us. This was really a great session, and I'm really sure someone who is looking to build their career as in this field will see value in it. The practices that you followed, your mantra, your motivation, your struggle, everything was really good to hear.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Nitya, and I would also like to thank Uplers for providing me this opportunity. And I've been very happy that I found Uplers, and I got this opportunity to continue remote work, because I thought like after working in the previous company, probably my next role will not be a remote opportunity. But thankfully, I found Uplers, and I found a US company with which I can work. So the onboarding process and everything was really smooth, and now I am getting to share my experience for the first time with a lot of people. So I'm really happy.
All right, you guys. So that was all for this episode. If you have any further question for us, then please ask us in the comments. We would love to answer them. If you haven't really watched our previous videos, then please go and watch them. And if you want to see us again in the 5th episode, then hit the subscribe button right now. And I can't wait to see you all in the 5th episode with a new talent, with a new learning, with a new story. Until then, bye and take care.